guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for watching my videos. This week I wanted to do sort of an update on my 2019 Hobonichi Weeks. I just got it in the mail. I ordered it actually from someone on our Facebook group. Yeah, so this past year, as you guys have been following, I have been planning in the Cousin, which is significantly larger. And I did love this one a lot in terms of having a lot of room for layouts. It had sort of this monthly section in the beginning, and then, you can do your weeklies here. And then at the end, which I didn't find as useful, you have sort of a daily area. So I think this is more useful if you're someone who journals daily or likes to doodle or draw a lot. But for me, it was almost like half the book, and it's a little bit heavy to carry around. It had nice pocketing here for the cover that I purchased, but overall, I really loved it for this year, but I was thinking since I'll be a new mom next year, I probably wanted something a little bit lighter on the go to keep track of doctor's appointments or whatever there is to keep track of with the new baby. But yeah, so I got this one and I am super excited. As you can see, well, I do have a cover on this one, but it is much smaller, and the thickness, it's a lot thinner as well. So in terms of the layout, if you guys are not familiar with the weeks, I did not get the Mega, which has an additional note section at the back, like slightly more pages. So I think it's a little bit thicker, but for me, I don't really use, well, maybe I will, I don't know. At the moment, I haven't been using that back area. So it has sort of your monthly layout. It does start in December, and then your weekly, as opposed to the Cousin that goes sort of vertical, this is sort of a horizontal spread, which I think will be a little bit different. I might have to get used to this, but I think I'll like it in the end. And each week has sort of this, half the page is sort of graph paper, so you can kind of jot down notes, draw, doodle, whatever you want to do. And then at the very end, it does have a section, pretty sizable actually, of graph paper. So I guess you can take notes, doodle, whatever you want to do back here. Address book. It is maybe like half the book is the note section. No, maybe like a third of it. But this book is so light, it doesn't really even matter. I guess I could have probably gone with the Mega Weeks and been fine too. With the order, it came with this little clear pocket that you just took out the little tabs and stuck it down at the back. So you can put, I don't know, stickers, a stencil, some kind of thing back here for your planning. And yeah, so I'm really, really happy with this. A couple things I am going to change in addition to the planner itself is the pen that I use. As you guys have been following me, you'll know that I've been using the Tri Plus Fine Liner for this book here. And I think this is a 0.3 tip thickness, and it worked really well for this planner here. As you can see, I had plenty of room, but then when I was kind of flipping through my weeks, I was thinking, okay, this might be a little bit too thick. And then I asked on one of the Hobonichi Facebook groups for pen recommendations. A lot of people had fountain pens that they recommended, gel pens, and then a lot of you also recommended the Micron Pigma pens. And they said if I wanted kind of like a similar feel to this in terms of that like felt-ish tip at the end, to try this out. So I was a little worried about the gel or fountain pen in terms of drying time. I know this dries pretty fast, but I didn't want something that was even slower than that. So yeah, so I picked up this one in 01, which I think is 0.25 millimeter line, which is a little bit smaller than this. And I've got to say that I really, really like it. So I tested it out on the December page since I was so excited to start writing in this. I wish it started a little bit earlier. I hate waiting to use planners, but yeah, I was able to write in this planner here, and you can see it does not have any bleeding, and actually barely any ghosting. I don't even know. You really have to kind of look. So I think this is going to be the pen that I'll be using for this upcoming year. switch out from these. Too bad because I have so many colors of these. But to be honest, in the end, I wasn't using so much of the pen colors versus I started incorporating, well, I was always using the Tombow brush pens, which I'll continue to use, but I started to really incorporate the mild liners, which I think I'll bring through to the next, this next year as well. Another thing that I noticed was my Hobonichi planner stencils are too big for this week's planner. So for this here, it was perfect. Let me see where I was actually here. It was perfect for this planner because, well, I made it specifically for this planner in terms of the size and the shapes and the boxes. But then I was looking at this, even the grids are a little bit smaller. So I ended up making a separate, just a single stencil, because if you want to try and go like slightly more minimalist here, I was thinking I wanted to incorporate all the patterns that I typically use in just one stencil for the one planner and to kind of use it almost as a bookmark. I was never really good with using these little tassels at the bottom. I mean, I'll still probably try and mark off like the month maybe with it, but I'll likely use this to mark which week I'm in. And yeah, so I just put this up in my shop. It has all of my favorite designs. It's slim, it's a little bit longer than the weeks itself, but barely, just so it could be used as like a bookmark. And yeah, so I did test it out in my December layout here, and I kind of tried to line up the check boxes as close as I could. So there it is on this little box that I did here, or if you wanted to do every other line, it's pretty close, closer than my other ones. And I've got some banners up here, some of my most used shapes, little bubbles, arrows, etc. So yeah, so it'll come in different colors, and there's only one for the weeks. I think I'm only going to stick to this just one. Having 3 was great to have variety, but since this is smaller, I could sort of condense everything, and I think this is really all you need. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are planning in the weeks as well or have been using it, please let me know in the description box below how you guys like it compared to the Cousin if you've used both. But yep, hopefully you guys are doing great. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.